My name is Jeremiah Omhokhai. I took the 2024 UTME and I had an aggregate score of 352. The highest UTME score in my state was 367, which was an engineering student, while I had 352, making me the highest scorer for those that applied for medical related courses in my state. And probably some people have been saying I'm even the highest scorer in Nigeria for medical students. So I had 352 in the UTME. Then I noticed that the features of the UTME challenge was amazing. The question type, it was 180 questions to answer in 180 questions to answer in 2 hours, just like the normal UTME exam. So then after the challenge, I emerged top 10 of that night. So I was actually given award. I was actually given airtime. So it also motivated me to now go through the app. I went through the app. I found some amazing features, and that's how I did the UTME challenge. After then till I scored 358 as my aggregate score in the end. I scored 358 in the UTME challenge, while I had a JAMB score of 352. So the difference was just about 6 marks. So what I noticed was that as I started using the application, initially I got 336 on the first round. Then the second round I got 338. Then from there I went to 343 in the sixth round. Then in the 10th round, I think I was at 348. Then the last 2 rounds I jumped into 350 plus. So and I scored 358 as my highest. So I noticed that as I kept using the app, my score kept increasing, and I knew that the app was really a measure of how I was doing the exam. So that's why when I was doing the last 2 rounds, I had to study hard to see if I can improve, and I actually improved. And on the JAMB day, my score was actually close to 350. That's 352. So it was just a 6 marks difference. So I think the UTME challenge can really help students ascertain their level of preparedness and know how prepared they are for UTME. Apart from the UTME challenge feature, I used the question search feature on the app and the practice for UTME feature. And the one that stood out for me mostly was the practice for UTME feature. Why? Because it enabled me to set my questions the way I want it to be in the JAMB standard. The JAMB standard is 2 hours, but I usually set my own for 1 hour 40 minutes or 1 hour 50 minutes so I can finish before the time. So I set my time frame and answer the questions. And another feature I like about the practice for UTME feature is that once I'm done with answering that set of questions that I've set for myself, I can go back and look at the explanation, the answers. So I usually put it on practice mode because there's exam mode and study mode. So I put my own at practice mode or study mode usually, so that I can go through the answers when I'm done and bookmark some of them, so that later when I glance through the topic or I find difficulty, I can go back to those questions and solve them. Then the search feature, why I also love the search feature is that when I finish studying a particular topic, I go to the app and search for questions. Maybe I solve the question on solubility in chemistry. I go to the app and search on solubility. I see different types of questions I've not seen before. I solve them and I make progress. So that's how I made progress daily as I use the app and studied. The classroom feature in the app was tailor-made for JAMB candidates to actually get concise notes on every topic they study and with exercises. So I really loved it well because after studying maybe about biochemistry, I just go to the app and get some notes, like some points. Maybe I skipped out some points when I was reading, so I get some points. Then I do some exercises. I think there are about 10 exercises as of this year when I wrote the UTME. So I go to the exercise and study. I used to study. So I think the classroom feature is really, really, really helpful. My study life is actually one that I think people may find difficult to emulate. because it was actually stressful. But I think what motivated me to actually take that part was that people told us that it's difficult to score 350 in the UTME as a medical aspirant. Why? Because they do biology in their subject combination. Usually, if you look at the top 10 top scorers since 2018, most of them are engineering students, so they usually don't score up to 350. So we had it as a challenge to do our best. So that we actually had to study all day and study when I'm not doing anything, so that I could beat that mark, and actually beat the mark, and I emerged as if not the top scorer, I think it's the highest score for medical aspirants so far since the UTME began. So I'm actually grateful to God for that. Then one thing is that after I finish studying, I usually take my time to go through the study notes in the classroom and the exercises, then also search for questions myself. And also there's a notable feature I love, the bookmark segment. I bookmark questions that I've had issue with but I've not done the topic. So when after the UTME challenge, that we do every Saturday, I usually bookmark them. Then when I've gotten to that topic, I go back to the bookmark to see those questions and solve them properly and provide solution to them, and also use the answers that was given to compare with my textbook. So I usually do that a lot, and I think it was really helpful. I recommend the application for every aspirant or every JAMB candidate for the 2025 UTME and subsequent years, because the application will help you test your preparedness and help you measure your growth level time to time, because it actually tells how prepared you are and how far you have gone in your reading. I want to thank God for creating this chapter for me, because at a certain point in my life, I actually gave up on my medicine and surgery goal, because I even missed the cutoff last year of University of Ibadan with just 0.75 marks. So I gave up, but I want to thank him for making me go through all this and bringing the best out of me. And I also want to thank my parents for their support, their care. They have always been there for me, and even my younger brother. They always motivate and encourage us that we can be the best, and actually the best actually came out from us. They never interfered in our studies, so I'm really thankful and grateful that they are my parents. Then I also thank my younger brother. He has actually been there for me. He has been a support system. We actually studied together, so we encourage ourselves, motivate ourselves. When one is down, the other encourage the other. So I want to thank him. Then every other person that played a huge role in my success, I want to thank them. And just start calling names because they are much. So thank you so much for being part of my success story. Then also I want to appreciate directors and founders for bringing this UTME challenge our way. Actually, when I saw it, I was like, I can win this, and I'm grateful to God that I actually won it. So I want to thank them for bringing it our way, for making learning fun, because if you go through the application, you see the games and all that. So I want to thank them for bringing this wonderful feature our way. So thank you so much for all you do, and God bless.